Hi, you guys know who I am. Stephen Cooley here, 2.5-time FGOC tournament champion. Let's get into the bag here. I have a nice red bag that is a Prodigy bag. You can tell by the stamp here. So my putters basically consist of Wardens. So they are some kind of a burst plastic. I guess this is my main one here. This is the actual putter that I was able to make the 50-foot putt with at Blue Ribbons for the Ezra Aderhold nuke that everyone signed. This is the guy. It's hard and it's heavy. I like that because I like to have a weight to my putters. But sometimes when I am feeling like a little bit more frisky and warmed up, I'll use this Warden, which actually belongs to my sister, because it's lighter and I feel like, I don't know, it almost works better when I'm warmed up. It's lighter and it flies better for me when I'm more sassy and warmed up. No way! No, 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 no! So those are my putters. I like Wardens. Also, for putters that I generally use to throw more, for drives and upshots, is going to be this really super beaten, I actually don't know how old it is, black AVR that I believe Jonathan found at Sparta. But yeah, you can see it's like kind of warped and everything. It's really smooth, probably from a lot of handling. But I will actually putt with this sometimes and use this for drives occasionally. I like to practice with it for my, putter power drives, because it has a nice flip up and then nice fade back left when I throw at the backhand. So that's that. I don't have no idea what this is doing in here. This is Gabe's disc, so we're gonna cut that out. This is my secret weapon. I got this from the very famous Troy Campbell, who really, he took me under his wing for a while and mentored me. Gave me a lot of secret practice because he really saw something in me that he didn't really see in anybody else. So yeah, he gave me this, and it is a it's a Rhino, I think. But yeah, I use a fan grip on it a lot, and I'll do my upshots with it because it is just super reliable. This probably feels the best in my hand out of any disc I own. Just love it. I just love to whip this thing on a hyzer. So that is my number one throwing putter, if that's what you call it. Okay, we're gonna get into mid-ranges. I got this, which I never use. It's a Claymore. I got this, which I never use. It's a DX Rock. Really flippy, actually. It's Aiden's. This is a Shark. DX Shark. This is something that I'm experimenting with currently, and this is a big news flash for everybody in the FGOC league. I like this for putting. Putting, you heard me right. Putting. So the weakness of my putting is low ceilings. My jump putt, I'm like releasing it way up here, and I really rely on a nice open ceiling for my jump putts. And that's because I've trained myself purposely to stay near the basket if I miss with my long distance putting, because I don't want to have like a 50-foot comebacker or something like that. Low ceilings are my weakness. I usually just lay it up if it's a really low ceiling, or you know, try to go for it with some weird putt that I don't normally use. But I'm developing a new putt if I'm feeling lucky to actually use this to go for a low ceiling, like let's say 35 to 50 foot putt. Yeah, and I can show you guys my putt really quick here. That I'm experimenting with. I like this one because I don't have to throw it really hard. It works. It has a nice glide to it, and it really carries a lot farther and smoother than an actual putter. And for the putt that I've developed, it just somehow, I don't know, I wasn't planning on it, but it just has been pleasing me. I'm going to keep experimenting with it. Why am I throwing my disc? This is a Champion plastic rock that actually looks like it. Micah gave it to me, and it. Cut that out. Yeah, I don't usually buy discs. I'm too cheap for that. Shout out to Daniel Thusness. I use this for drives a lot off the tee when I need something with low speed that is a little bit overstable. Something that I can control with a nice fan grip, you know, hit gaps if there's a gap that needs to be hit. And I don't want to forget that this is also a staple in my bag. For some reason, the first shoot through, I forgot to add this in, which is a tragedy to the video. It would be if I didn't have it in, because this is one of my most used discs. It is a Star Rat, and I use it's 150 grams, so it's pretty light. And why are you laughing? It's Innova. You probably already knew that. I don't want to start over. I'll just take the beginning.
You didn't finish saying everything, though.
What? Okay, what do I use it for?
All right, say what you
I
say.
hurt myself because you throw it a little bit more, and gaps in the woods. All right, okay. So, what do I use the rat for? I use the rat for close, straight gaps, you know, like, or tunnel shots in woods fairways. In the doubles tournament at Tower Ridge, Braden and I were paired together, and I basically exclusively threw the rat for my tee-offs on every single hole, pretty much. I recently got this new rat, and it came out a little bit more domed, but I have had an opportunity to throw it a little bit more, and I parked a hole with it. So I can't wait to use this more. It's a staple in my bag. Everyone should have a rat. This is a DX Leopard that is what I use when it is a really short, hard right hook drive that I need to go with. I use this because my flick is absolutely trash, and this at least gives me something of a option, although it tends to cut into the ground and roll, so that's a downside, but it is so flippy. It's the flippiest disc I've ever seen in my life, and I really enjoy throwing it because it makes me look like I know what I'm doing. I love this disc. I don't ever use this. This is another disc that my mentor Troy passed along to me. He forgot to sign it though. But it's a Thunderbird Star Plastic. I use this probably 50% of my drives. This is my most used disc besides my putter and the Rhino and a few other discs that we're going to get to. This is like, I throw this a lot, and I usually am always using it for hyzer shots, even in the open. If you got an open field and I want to get something close to the basket that's like, you know, somewhere around 250 feet, I'll use this and just do a big hyzer because I'm most confident in placement and accuracy with this Thunderbird. Garrett knows what this disc is. It is a Fusion Burst Getaway that he used as a replacement disc to give to me after he lost my G-Star Destroyer that I aced with a while back. I think he actually probably just really liked it, and he was kind of jealous of its ability to perform in the right hands, and so I think he secretly bagged it and takes it out every once in a while when he has aspirations of acing. It's a really good disc. I use it. It's a lot like this. This is lower speed than the Thunderbird here. So when there's shots that I would normally use the Thunderbird for, but they're a little bit not as far of a distance, I will take this or the Rhino and use it because it's really reliably stable, and I can get a nice hyzer on it which I'm a hyzer guy, so I really like to have hyzer discs, and this is a perfect hyzer disc. And this is another Thunderbird, but it's a more overstable Thunderbird because it's champion plastic, whereas this one's star plastic, and it's new and it has yet to be thrown, so I can't wait to try that out. And this bad boy, despite being absolutely beautiful because it's a titanium swirl disc, is a Discraft Vulture, and I could not recommend this disc more for a disc that you can fall back on when your legs turn to jelly and you feel like you are just absolutely scared spitless. Because it's really, unless you have an absolute shank, which we all have from time to time, except for Tyler, because he's amazing. You want to throw this if you feel like you just are not feeling it, because it is so reliably, just like every time I throw it, like every time, it always just goes straight. I release it from the core, and it just level, straight, like absolutely no wobble at all, and it just lightly hooks left at the end. Like pretty much, unless you just whip it, it won't have any turn at all. And this is what I throw when I just want to rely on a disc that I know what it's going to do like every single time. This is a disc that I don't get into that at all, but it's a disc and it throws. What am I talking about? This, I have no idea what this disc is. It is a it says it's a D6, but Ian has told me it's actually not a D6. It's incorrectly labeled because the stamp is just Prodigy X and it's written on the back and everything what it is, but it isn't that. So I use this disc. It's so overstable, but for some reason it's got a really kind of domed top on it. I really like to flick with it when I imagine that I can actually flick. I will use this disc because somehow it just, out of all my discs, it tends to work the best for a flick. This is a Fusion Burst Convict. This guy feels really good in the hand. Sometimes, I might throw it, if I want to hyzer it more, I might throw it more with the 3-finger grip. But I'll mainly use this for specific, specialized, like long distance, through the trees, tight fairway, but yet straight shots, because I'll use this one because it has a nice little flex to it. And if it hits a tree, because of the plastic, I think it has a nice little, it won't really kick really far because it absorbs the shock probably better. I might be making that up, so you don't expect that to happen and get really mad at me. This is a queen, and it has let me down many times, so I don't want to really talk about it. This guy here is a tournament plastic stag, and I really just this is probably the best looking disc in the world. Westside discs usually are, but the problem is they let you down all the time. I put a lot of dreams and hopes into this disc, and first it really did good, and it was performing and coming through, and I thought that we were going to have a really nice relationship together, but it suddenly just changed on me, and I don't know what happened to us, and I don't want to talk about this disc either. This disc is a factory second G-Star Boss that Daniel gave to Micah because he likes Micah better than me. Micah gave it to me because it's trash, and I will use it for like need something that I. But yeah, I want so like big hyzer shots. This disc is probably the lightest disc in my bag. It's like I want to say it's oh yeah, 141. That's the weight of it, 141. This disc I have been able one time to get about 475 feet with. So anytime I'm just on level ground and I just wanted to do an absolute rip, I will use this disc for long distance, because if I do it just right, which that was with my old power throw, I'm kind of changing it up this year, 2022, but if I want to just rip on a disc, know it's going to come back left, because it's so light it really flips, but it still is, it's a boss, so it's going to come back left, and I want to go for really big distance for me, I'll throw this. Yeah, I've gotten this, of all my discs, I have gotten this the farthest one time. So if you see me pulling this out, you know that my hopes are high. And this is a G-Star Destroyer that Garrett gave to me, I think because he was feeling bad about the time that he still lost my G-Star Destroyer that I aced with. It is the only destroyer I have, because I am cheap and I don't like to get lots of discs. But when I have a destroyer, it's going to be G-Star, because G-Star is the best plastic, feels the best. It just feels like you can just really wail on this thing. And I think it could probably flip nicely if you have a lot of power. I haven't really tried to do that for some reason. I don't know why, but like Garrett really likes power distance shots with a destroyer. I may have to try that, but I use this for shots that I want to just feel like I have a lot of control over for long distance shots. You know, just shots that I want to have a nice controlled hyzer shot with that's long distance. Garrett this actually was in Garrett's bag, and he gave it to me. I don't know why he gave it to me, but I'm really glad he did. Garrett, if you ever want this disc back, just tell me. You don't have to feel bad that you lost my G-Star Destroyer, because that's in the past. This is a Gold Line Burst. I can get this consistently the farthest out of any other disc that I have for my power shots, so if I need to get consistent distance, as of all the other years prior to this, I'm hoping I can increase my distance this year, but this is the disc that I will go to when I want a shot that is going to be consistently somewhere around 400 feet. This is what I'll go with. This is the disc that I used at the Blue Ribbons long distance shot from the elevated tee, which was a distance probably the whole of, I want to say 1,200 feet, but I used this disc because I wanted to consistently get somewhere around 400 feet, because I was playing to win, which I did not win. I threw this one, and I think I got it 400 feet, or maybe like 410 or something like that. But yeah, love to throw this disc for consistent distance that's somewhere around 400 feet. Last but not least, we have a Discraft EP Tour Series Ledgestone Edition 2021 Wildcat. I have never thrown this because it's a Christmas gift, and I'm really excited to throw it. It is, I don't know what it's similar to. It's a long distance driver, high speed, I believe. And they've told me that because it was a Christmas gift that it would match my throw well. So we'll see if they were just buttering me up or if it's gonna make me win every single tournament from this point on. Which don't count me out because I've won 2.5 FGOC tournaments before. So sometimes I come to have fun, but sometimes I come to win. And if I come to win, which is not very often because I like to give the kids a chance, be getting out your vultures because you're gonna be scared spitless when I start playing. Yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah. And this is a shirt that it's got grass on it. This is a towel that when it's raining out, you need to have something to wipe your discs off with if you want to win. This is not supposed to be in there. Maybe this is supposed to be in there, but oh, I know why I have this in there. I have this in my bag because the towels that you actually buy to wipe off your discs, they just smear the water everywhere. They don't wipe off the disc. So this is tried and proven to actually take the water and remove it from your disc. So that's why this is in my bag as well. Yeah. Sometimes Tyler takes things that are questionable on the field, supplements and things that I'm wondering if the FGOC League should probably start taking some steps to ensure that Tyler is playing legitimately without performance enhancing things. This is a bubbler, and if you want to know what that is, look it up because it's basically it's natural caffeine. Because one time I saw Tyler taking this this big shovel, and he was just shoveling this white powder into his water bottle. I don't know what it was. He told me it was caffeine, but that stuff was not natural. This is natural caffeine because I want to respect the game, and I don't want to cheat. We don't need to pick on Tyler. Who knows what he's putting in his water? That's my bag, y'all. I don't know how to end this video, so I'm just gonna say goodbye.